All right, I'm going to show you the fastest way to get conversational and later fluent in any language. These are language islands. Oh, they're going to be language islands. There's still they're nothing yet, right? I'm about to create them. Um, you can use this template to create your own language islands for whatever language you want to learn, and I'm going to explain to you step by step how to do it. Right? Basically, a language island is a group of sentences for a specific situation or about a specific topic that you memorize, so that then you can talk about that topic or you can interact and have and communicate and have a conversation in that specific situation. Right? So that's why they're personal. They need to be they need to fit your own needs. My language islands might be useful for you, some of them, but you probably have a different lifestyle and talk about different things, and you don't talk the same way as I do, so they won't be as useful for you. So you have to create your own. This is how you do it. The first thing you need to know is that you need different types of sentences. See, this is the really basic stuff: greetings, talking about yourself, introducing yourself, also questions, how, who, why, all those questions are good. You learn to ask those questions and then also you learn to answer them. So that what's your name? And then the next sentence should be my name is blah blah blah. So you're both able to ask someone their name and also you're able to say your name. It's much more useful to learn as one of your first sentences than the elephant eats the banana or something like that. So you learn sentences for meeting people, introducing yourself, personal information, where you're from, blah blah blah, all of that, the basic stuff. Then talking about your family and friends, about them and also with them. Also work, and in all of these categories, you should always think with these people or in this situation, and also about these people and about well what you do for work, but also things you say at work. You should learn both interests, hobbies, or whatever you do, whatever you're into, whatever you do in your free time, whatever you talk about with your friends. If you like to talk about football and learn sentences about football, so that you can comment little matches from last weekend, whatever. You need that as well to have a conversation. The more you write, the better, right? Then storytelling, which is slightly more advanced, but really useful because if you memorize a whole story, it's pretty easy because story has a logical order, but things happen in a specific order, so you can remember the sentences very easily. Like you know that B happened after A and then C happened after B, right? You can learn 20 or 30 lines about the thing that happened to you and something you like to talk about. So that time you went to this place or that place, whatever. You can learn to talk about those things as well. And finally, and this one should be probably here. This is pretty basic. Situational should be for specific places, things. Like if you like to go to a specific place in this city, and you should learn sentences for that. Or if you have to deal with your landlord, or you have to, you travel a lot and you struggle to do whatever, haggle with the locals when you're trying to buy stuff. You should learn sentences for that, right? So first, we've got the categories. How much should you write? Basically, the more the better. Then you need this translation code. I'm going to just paste it everywhere. You take this, and you've got the target language here. This is, you guys what language that is. So this will translate it into it into the target language. You change a couple letters there, you will get a different language. You see? TR is Turkish, by the way, and FR is French. There are over 100 languages that are available this way. Pretty easy. So you need that for the whole thing. And then you write as much as possible. Oh, this is wrong. And you write as much as possible here. What I recommend is you take 5, 10 minutes a day or more, and you write as much as possible every day. You think of different situations, and you just keep adding more and more text to all of these categories. You could also use speech notes, and just get a big transcript of whatever you've been talking about, and then paste it here. You could also do that. But that's it. That's how you create language islands. So take this and start writing as much as possible. I recommend you learn at least 1,000 sentences like this. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, like a couple hundred sentences in per category. Although storytelling is probably much less useful than personal information, situational. Like these are the most useful. So maybe you can write more here. But again, there's no exact number. The more you learn, the more sentences you learn for each one of them, the better. And once you've got a lot of text written here, then the next thing you need to do is actually learn them. And for that, what I highly recommend is doing three, actually four things. One, get a vocab list with a vocabulary frequency calculator and memorize the vocabulary using mnemonics. It's not strictly necessary, but it's going to be very helpful. You do that in the beginning, so you do it gradually. You do 20, 30 words a day. If you have 1,000 sentences, you'll have around 1,000 words, I would say. The most common words. So you learn a lot of the most common words just by doing this. So this will help your comprehension as well. So I would memorize the vocabulary first with mnemonics, but if you don't do it, it you can still do it without mnemonics. The other three exercises would be text to speech with this. So you create audio files and you binge listen to them. You should be listening to them to your own lines over and over throughout the day. Lots of shadowing. So make 5 copies of this, and you will just listen and repeat over and over and over again. Thousands of reps. Yeah. If you do 30,000 reps of shadowing or listening and repeating with your own lines, you remember most of them really well, and you'll be able to say a lot. That's 30 hours more or less of listening and repeating. You can do it in a month pretty easily to go from basically zero to conversation. And the last one would be the most difficult one by far. That's active recall, which is reading and hello. How do I say that in Turkish? Merhaba. No idea. Else is in. Also no idea. I just started learning. Adin benim adiniz ne? Yeah, I still don't know. This is the most difficult. Normally, yeah, basically you have to read it in your language or in English and try to say it in the target language. I recommend doing this at the end after many thousands of reps of shadowing and listening to these lines, so that you've already listened and repeated the sentences over and over again, and you can say them with decent pronunciation. And yeah, you've learned them pretty well. And then you practice saying them without looking. Yeah. And that's how you learn to speak a language fast. This is the fastest way. It's a lot of hard work, but it, it's effective and it's time efficient. And if you do this daily, you can get decent at conversations in any language in a matter of weeks, right? So, how much I recommend you do this, it depends on how much time you've got and how fast you want to improve and your energy and discipline levels. But what I recommend is at least 2,000, maybe 3,000 reps of shadowing per day. That's 2 3 hours just listening and repeating. It's a proper workout, but it's very effective. You do that, and also another hour of at least of listening to the lines while you do, I don't know, working out or you do things around the house, things like that. And once you've done at least 30,000 reps of shadowing, then you do around 30,000 more of active recall. That's what I recommend, right?